Howie, how big of an advantage is it that you started out in salary cap over some of the other GMs?
There's a lot of good GMs in this league who've gone through different ways, different paths. I feel fortunate that I was exposed to all the areas. I went on the road. I did pro scouting. I did cap. I just feel like I'm fortunate to be part of a great organization that gave me opportunity. I think that I thought that the day that it happened, I think that whole year I wasn't planning to come back to Philadelphia. I was thinking that, I was going to have to reinvent myself somewhere else. And I think that for me, that's always there, I'm always trying to move myself. I'm always trying to compete. I know that it doesn't matter what I did last year or last week, that we got to put together a team every year and compete with the best in the world. And I think that's what drives me. And knowing this goes quickly in this business. You go from being really successful and I know that after the Super Bowl, I'll drive my guys crazy saying, we're behind everyone and we got to meet. But I think that that's part of it. That's part of what drives in you and to try to come back in these situations. And when that confetti falls on your head, it's like nothing in the world.
Howie, the league is structured around this concept of parity, where anyone can win in any season, but this rematch sort of flips that on its head. And when you look at what the Chiefs have done, going for a three-peat, which has never been, no one's been in a position to even achieve it. So what do you think of the concept of parity? Is it real in the NFL, or how do you see it?
Well, I think that's the best part about this game is that we're basically all the fixed set of resources, draft picks, cap room, and we get to decide how to play with it, And so I think that's what makes this really fun as a GM, that you really get to choose the direction that you want your team to go in. You talk about the Chiefs, and you're talking about maybe the greatest coach, in my opinion, of all time. With an unbelievable Hall of Fame quarterback, so it's pretty easy to see why they're in this position year after year, and we're striving, we're proud to be a team like that plays like them. I mean, playing for a three-peat is unbelievable, and it's going to be a huge challenge for them. Not proud that we, have a lot of coaches. That's certainly not what we're striving for. But I think it just is a great tribute to our players. I feel like through all those times, they put trust in me, and they never kind of come to Jeffrey and questioned and said, in front of the coaches, why don't you let go of Howie? They've always kind of rallied around me and said, hey, how are we going to get better? What can we do to help? And that, to me, is like I owe them. I have an obligation to our players to put together whatever I can to get them a chance to compete for a championship. And that's why when Kelsey and Flex walked off that field last year, I felt so bad about that. And then I go to the next guys, and you got guys like Lane and BG who've been here for so long. And obviously we have a lot more players than that. But, I feel like it's an obligation. And if you keep getting good players on good players with good character, I think you got a chance every year.
Howie, it's when it comes to leadership, it's hard to find extraordinary leaders. What are the separating traits that Nick has that you've seen now over 4 years that are particularly impressive to you?
I think the first thing is that he's really keys on connection. He keys on connection with his staff, with me, with Jeffrey, and with the players. And you see that because the best teams also are the most together teams. And so, he really feels that strong. He also trusts, he trusts me to do my job. He doesn't second guess. He doesn't second guess his coaches, his coordinator. He does a great job with the detail of the team. He does a great job with the strategy with the team. He puts the players in a position where he tells them what's going to happen during the week, and then it happens, so he has incredible credibility. And I think that what a lot of people see as his fire and passion on game day, we see as a positive during the week, and how much energy he brings to this game that he loves. He's done an unbelievable job. I'm proud of him.
Is this the most total? You've had some really good teams. Like, is this the most total at this point in the season for you that you can think of?
Yeah, I think our best teams win the Super Bowl. You know, I think that so obviously, you know, we got a big challenge ahead of us on Sunday. I'm really proud of this group. I think this group is obviously a phenomenal team, but we got a big matchup on Sunday. I think I answered that last time and it didn't work out. Well, I'd say a couple of things. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. I'd say the one thing, after the championship game, I went home and the TV was on, and you know I wasn't really paying attention. But Jordan Mailata was interviewed, and he said a quote that Nick had said before. He repeated a quote that Nick had said before, and then Saquon has repeated quotes that Nick had said before. That's how the players think of him. And the play where Austin got up and he was stripped by Warren Burke, Nick has gone over what to do when a player gets off the ground every week since he started training camp. So when the players are repeating what the coach is saying, when the players are doing what the coach is saying, he must be doing a really good job. Now, with my relationship with him, we have a lot of fun. You know, we like the same music, we like the same movies, we love football. And so, like, it's a very easy relationship for us to have. You know, we challenge each other. We're able to talk to each other when something isn't going perfect about how to deal with things. I consider him a friend first, and I feel very fortunate to work with him.
What music and movies do you guys bond over?
We like what I guess now is old school hip hop, you know, like 90s, 2000 hip hop, and then we love any comedy that you can think of that we love. So, and we both can repeat lines. So like there'll be stories that we'll have, and we'll be like, "Do you remember in this episode of this?" So it's easy, you know. I say a lot. I say to my friends, you know, Nick would hang with us. You know, we'd be going out to the bar together if we were a lot younger.
I'm like, you're talking powerful.
No doubt. Well, I was in New York City in those times, so late '90s and early 2000s. You'll see that, and we played for our players, Bobby Brown, and they were all looking at us like we were crazy. You know. Thank you.
No in-season extensions this year. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, it's probably similar as 2022. You know, once you start doing that, it's almost like are you picking favorites? And the other guys start saying, what about me? And they start playing for themselves as opposed to the team. Now, we've seen that probably costs you money in the long run as you go doing it. But when you have an opportunity to compete for a championship, it's worth that sacrifice, I think.
How do you balance that in your mind, like whether it's worth it or not?
Well, I'll do anything for a championship. So if that's the trade-off, you know, and maybe we lose a player, I won't like that, but I'll take it. I'm not going to talk about anyone else under contract with any team. Nice try, though.
Going back to